Welcome back. I hope you've all managed to have a refreshment. I've had to go and get myself an alcoholic drink to calm down, as I didn't expect these outcomes at all.
No, it's just water, Twitch.
Yeah.
It's
That's
really
why he
not.
called it an alcoholic drink.
It's really
That's
not.
It's really not.
True story.
It's heroin in a glass. There we go.
No terror. You always take it too far. Come on. Where was that censored banner that you were going to be doing, Don, bro?
Oh, are you watching the stream? Boom.
Yeah.
There he is.
Oh, dear me. Oh, that is... It's only just come up because obviously it's...
it's beautiful.
That is... Mwah, mwah.
Yeah, I know.
What did I miss?
Just look at the stream there for 2 seconds.
Oh. But can they still hear me?
Yeah,
Yes,
I can
you're
mute
not
you though.
muted.
No, you're gone. Back to normal. All right, we're back.
Oh, dear. Right, that was very good.
Yep.
I weep. I weep.
So,
Let me just...
right, solemn face. Well, not solemn, because Celir is not dead. So, Mara and Alton and Garvin and Cyric. How do you react? Mara, Alton has said that he's asked the chat, what did you do to him? And he said it had nothing to do with me. It was that deck of cards he was playing around with.
Can I don't know, investigation, I guess. Figure out what happened. Because I'm guessing that he had his
all of my clothes and backpacks and belongings is just a pile on the ground.
Yep.
Yeah. Also, I mean, with the I think with the cards, I did say he pulled them up and they disappeared in his hand. So
I think investigation, no Arcana. If you want to get a wee bit more insight, I think that would be an Arcana check. Because as I say, Celir did say he flourished the deck.
Disadvantage.
So he was...
Sure, let's try that. It's not my greatest skill, but...
Nope. I think Alton is trying to figure out what wonderful gift the deck has given Celir.
17.
I think with the 17 and the fact that he knew he had, you don't know exactly what has happened to him, as in the text I read out about the effect, but you know it is something that has happened as a result of the card. So it is definitely his own action and the deck that has caused whatever has happened to him.
Well then, it seems that our companion has escaped. And so the duel must be a draw for now.
We'll wait till he comes back. And Alton sits down.
Alton,
he kind of looks puzzled. And because you've sort of taken the more stance, he sort of looks to you and sort of says, and what would you suggest a draw entails? We go back to the initial thing of 20 paces and unleash?
Mara looks around herself. Let me convene with my comrades, and we shall discuss what we feel should be the results of this draw. She turns around and goes, let's just fucking go away.
Says, sure, and while just before, sorry to cut in, before the thing is, you see the priestess move over and start casting healing magic on him.
Oh yes, I'm sorry. And she'll walk over and she'll pick up all of Celir's stuff and put it into the bag of holding. Other than the axe, which she will grant it to Garvin.
Yeah, Garvin looks like, oh, I'm not sure I'm worthy. I'm not sure I'm worthy. And he doesn't put it down. He doesn't sort of deny taking it. He's just got it in his hands and he's a bit overawed.
Yeah.
Alton sort of just wistfully looking in the air, and Quill on his shoulder looks over towards the two of you and says, do you think he meant drow paces or gnome paces?
Alton, no.
Awesome.
I think this is the time for us to leave
Why?
because of the way that combat went.
I know how invisibility works, Mara. He'll be back in a minute.
I don't know if that card
Come
would
on.
simply grant him invisibility. I think this might be our cue to leave.
Did my deed to my keep fall in my stuff too?
Yes, the deed to the keep did indeed. So, if you want to do an investigation check, Mara, to see if you saw that.
Sure.
Because you said you were going through stuff and putting it in, so you would put it.
Investigation.
My new keep. It exists on the plane of fire.
16.
Okay, yeah, in amongst this, actually, not in amongst it, next to the deck of many things, as though he was holding the deck in one hand and this in the other, you find the title deeds to...
White Castle.
No, not White Castle. I'm trying to come.
King of Burgers.
Stop it.
Stop talking. It is called Stormclaw Keep.
Ooh. Throw that under Michelin.
I got a cool keep.
Keep. Deed.
I'm
Right.
writing this down because I'm making this shit up.
Can I ask Jabber something? Was there any trinket, ring, something of Celier's that he would have always been wearing on him that would have dropped?
Tattoos.
Mostly his tattoos, honestly.
I'm going to censor you again.
Well, I mean, he's got the magic. Let's
His
see
coat.
what, like.
The coat on his image. He's always had that, right?
I mean, yeah, he's got his clothes and stuff, but I mean, I think he's thinking more something from back home.
Like a
Trinket,
necklace or
personal-
an ear. And if you don't have it on your,
You can work it out through
You
the
can
week.
you can make it. You can make something up if you want to.
Yeah,
do it on the spot, something mundane.
Yes, he had. He wore a necklace. It's 2 wooden rings on a chain.
I think Alton will take that.
They have the woad blue inlay in them.
Ooh.
Nice.
What do they have? Sorry.
Woad blue.
inlay.
Okay. Any writing or anything?
Kazna Kimbatu.
I think Alton will take that, and he will put it in his top pocket. I think.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just keep.
Yeah, I
safe.
think you guys have seen it because he's been bloodied and mending without a shirt a couple times.
Yep.
You've probably seen them. So
Yeah.
He'll want these when he comes back.
I should write this down.
Yeah. We'll
I have it written down.
I'm making this stuff up too. I'm just like
right. What do you say, Garvin? I don't fancy our chances of another duel. Especially not if it's gonna be
He
me.
goes, I'll get a go if you ask me to. You know I trust you, Miss Mara.
Of course, Garvin, but I don't know. He seemed to move very, very quickly.
The priestesses
Mhm.
across the way.
There's only one priestess, but yes,
You there? You are a magic user, yes?
Yes.
You seen anything like that before?
Do you know what happened to our friend?
Yeah. We were supposed to meet our friend here, but he's gone.
And she sort of looks to Corandon and as if to say, should I answer him?
Mm-hmm.
You just sort of, this is sort of a bit, it's like this sort of awkward sort of first date now. He's like, I don't know what the fuck to do.
Yeah.
Looking at his shoulders. What do we talk about now?
Yeah. Wine. Oh.
And she sort of goes over and sort of inspects his or inspects where his items was before Mara cured them all up and looks at it and goes, I think he has been banished or something. It seems to be magic similar to, and she sort of looks to Mara and goes, "You're a cleric. You must know the banishment spell. Something of that ilk, but I think it is permanent."
Oh. And Mara kind of just stares out. Oh. Well then.
Alton sort of looks, if you look at him, his eyes are twitching as he's going through a Rolodex of how the hell they're going to get out of here. Once he hears that.
And then Karonzan sort of strides up to you, Mara, and says, "I take it you're the leader now, so what have you decided? You said it was a draw, so what does a draw mean?"
A draw? Well, I've tried to talk to my companions, but they seem more concerned with other topics of discussion.
Yes, you'll have plenty of time to find or
I suggest
mourn
that
your companion.
That we can walk our separate ways, which seems to be adequate at this point. I mean, in a sense, the duel is a draw, and if it's not, it's a duel where you would need to travel and find him to kill him.
I will accept the duel as a draw. I had him on the ropes, but I did not finish him off. I will accept that.
You are far more honourable than I thought you were.
Well, the fighting schools, even back in the matron mother's house, we're taught about etiquette and rules and engagement. These things have to be done with a certain understanding. But
the trade of war.
I would put it back to you as well. I accept it as a draw, but what does a draw mean?
The draw mean that we can...
We just watched an honourable spectacle.
Yeah, you face each other in honourable...
It was beautiful.
Yeah, sadly, the big hunk is gone now.
He was hot.
I suggest that due to the outcome of the duel being inconclusive, that we both walk our separate ways.
Make a persuasion check, and I'll allow you to make it with advantage, even though you are poisoned.
Yay! Let's see. What is my skill of the persuasion?
It doesn't matter. He rolled a nat one. I mean, roll if you want to see how big the gulf is.
Let's see if I can beat a nat one.
But you have convinced him.
Wow. That's a 17.
Okay.
It's not good for me.
Yes, but it's still, he's got a plus
More
1
than
to
one.
charisma, so he rolled a 2. And he considers it for a moment and goes, yes. Maybe we'll meet again. Maybe next time I will be able to duel with your dwarven companion now that amazing blade has been passed to him.
I think that Alton will just put his hand out automatically in front of Garvin.
And sorry, and you go. I'll let you speak.
Mara's going to say, maybe so, but that'll be a battle for another day.
Yes, it'll give me something to look forward to.
Yes.
Alton will put out his hand to him to shake his hand.
He looks at it and goes, shakes it.
Bzz.
Till next time, then.
I think satisfactory outcome all round. I wish I'd killed your friend. Not that I bore him any ill will, but...
He's really hard to kill. I'll give him that.
He is.
Yeah.
I put a lot into that fight, I must admit. I was very impressed. Had me on the ropes for a while.
Yeah.
Well.
Still undefeated.
I will bid you farewell then. And he turns around and he gives a sort of high-pitched string, and the rest of you now see the other assassins appear from the shadows. And he nods to the wizard, who sort of says a sort of final arcane spell. And you see the crystal that they had been next to start to pulse, and purple sort of electricity seems to come out of it, and they all just walk into it and disappear. And the last, with the mystic being the last one through. And you are all left alone in the cavern.
Can I ask, how many assassins did I miss?
You missed. There was 8, and you saw 4 of them.
Oh shit!
This was never. Sorry to talk like this, but this was never a combat. I never really saw this as a combat type of challenge.
I didn't think so. No, the moment we saw
if you decided to attack them, you would have been murdered, absolutely murdered.
Those I even not including those crazy sidekicks where one of them was wrecking us.
2 of those. That was the only reason
there was
didn't
8
go so
assassins.
far, to be honest. Mara,
sometimes these things I have to roll the dice high to ensure that you understand. It's not at combat. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah. I mean, the Drider. To me, the point was the Drider. Like, oh, there's a Drider there. We're not gonna.
Hello, Celia had he had a ring on him. Did you find it?
And you did? You found any rings that he happened to have on him?
Comes out of the bag of holding.
Ring of Misty Step.
Put that on.
What does it?
Just
what
put
does it
it
do?
on. Oomph. His last charge. He uses the bamf with it.
Mm-hmm.
It does that.
Mara put. Oh, it does that. She puts it on and looks at it. Okay, I guess that's good. Unless, of course, Garvin, you feel like you could use it better.
No, prefer to be up and close and hitting things. Didn't run away very often.
Right.
Yeah, well, this will be one of those occasions. I fear.
What do we do now?
Well, we have what we came for. We have the documents, so we can't go back.
Wait, we came for documents?
Yeah, we came to get information.
I can't remember anything after the church burned down that night. So,
and as I mean, do you bring the documents to hand, or do you look at them as you sort of bring them, or is that for another time and place?
Yeah, because if I bring them out and there's like one straggler who's like, they shouldn't have that, so she won't bring.
I mean, with your previous insight to the Karanzan, you know that he has taken everyone away. They may come back in the future, but at this moment in time, you are confident there is nobody here.
Then she'll take out one of the documents and look at it.
Okay.
While she's doing that, I think Alton will go to where they walked through the crystal.
Yeah. Okay. I'll deal with Mara first, and then I'll come back to you, Alton. I didn't describe these in detail last time, but there are 2 ledgers and a scroll in the documentation. So, what are you going to look at?
Looks like the stream is down.
Stream is down? Stream is up for me.
Looks like the Twitch stream got unplugged. Something.
I'm still seeing it.
It might just be on my end then.
Yeah,
sorry.
We're still going.
Scared me.
So then,
thanks,
bit of an oversight for me.
Dan's just confirmed it's fine from his end.
Thanks. I'll check the scroll.
Okay, so
disintegration scroll.
Check the scroll. No, it's when you unroll it, it is a letter. It is sort of papyrus or something like that, and it has the silly. No, it's no more deeds for another castle. It is. I'm just clicking it on. I think it has the Silken Woe insignia on the top of it, which has been sealed with a red purple wax, and it reads, "Karanzan, transmit this message to your brother at our Waterdeep enclave and act immediately. Praise Lady Lolth." And then there is a series of indecipherable nonsense, and it is simply signed Mistress Oblodra at the end. And in the items on Roll20, you should be able to see a handout called the Silken Woe Letter.
Yes.
There we are.
Oh no.
Oh no?
Trixie thing.
Do I think
it is indeed a tricksy thing?
do I think that this is a code or is it another language?
Make
it-
an intelligence check.
Yay!
Really cool. I'll see if I can show the stream.
Mhm.
Intelligence. Oof. 10. Fear my awesome power.
You think that you don't know exactly what it is, but you do not think it is another language. So it is a code or something similar.
Right.
Even with a 10. It's not too difficult to decipher the fact that it's not a language.
No, yeah.
Does she say anything?
I mean, she looks at it and goes, well, this is a coded message from their mistress with their insignia. I don't know.
Garvin says, "Give it to me. I'll have a look. I'll see if I can do it."
You want to try and figure out?
He's the eternal optimist.
Yeah.
Roll intelligence check for Garvin. See what he comes up with.
Let me just.
He's just all about helping, especially. He's a bit shocked at what happened to Salir. He's just like, I'm anything to fucking sort of not thinking about what that is.
Double checking his intelligence bonus. Yep, it is there. Ooh, that's a solid 4.
Aye, that's definitely a letter.
Garvin, bring it to me.
Yep, thank you.
He passes it to you.
Now, Alton will look at it straight up, then turn it to the side. Roll an intelligence check at disadvantage, but still not bad.
I'm going to say the poison is dissipated now because there's been a lot, because it was for an hour and you've been searching, so I'll take the disadvantage away from you all.
Thank you very much. Okay.
Oh, fucking.
If you already rolled twice, just roll again.
No, okay.
No, what would we tell the children?
Is it investigation or just intelligence?
At this moment in time, just intelligence, because you're just working out what it may or may not be.
22.
But again, remember, is that including your master of your?
Well, that only kicks in if it's like an athletics or something.
All
like
right,
that.
okay.
So
Right.
this is just
But
straight.
even with a 22, you know it is a coded message, and you managed to work out that it is something called a substitution cipher.
Substitution cipher.
What this means is there's a keyword, and you write the keyword out,
Yes.
and then you write the alphabet after it.
And you associate A, B, and C with the.
Well, no, it's not like on top. So, let's say it was B. No, I'm trying to think of a word that doesn't have multiple letters in it. Let's just say it was cat, C-A-T. So you would put cat, and then you would write the alphabet out, but you would miss out C-A-T because they're at the beginning, and then you would write the alphabet out above it, and it would be, so C would be A in that cipher, A would be B in that cipher, T would be C in that cipher, and so on.
Okay.
Basically, to unlock it, you need to understand what the code word is.
Wax seal. No.
Pocketable.
No. Well.
Eek. Am I just guessing
Okay.
things I see in there?
No, I mean at this moment in time, and it's probably something that you think with a 22 you're going to have to go away and think about. It's not
I'll work on it.
Mara has once or twice looked at wax seals. Can she figure out something about this wax seal? Anything?
What sort of thing would you be looking to find out about it?
About what it's made of and what's in it. It's like, when you talked about the color of it, I remember that I do also have something in her Marin, the Neverwinter one.
Mm-hmm.
I have a thing about wax seals. I figured maybe she would know, like, yeah, it has this color. It might contain this or that.
Mm-hmm. It is certainly.
Is it purple and red? I think.
Yes, Indeed. So it seems to be ordinary red wax that has had a swirl of purple dye put through it. So it's nothing particularly outstanding. And it has obviously been melted and pressed down with a wooden or metal stamp in the way that seals are normally dealt with.
Okay.
So there's nothing out of the ordinary about it for you.
Yeah, so she just rub her thumb on it. Sheep wax. Or, well, nothing peculiar.
Alton just folds up the lever when we're kind of done looking at it. I need to keep looking to figure this out.
Okay.
And he continues over to where the crystal was.
Oh yeah, indeed.
I don't want to be in this room anymore.
You
Just one
get
moment.
over to the crystal, and it's just a crystal. You slap your hand on it. It's hard, completely tangible, and there. Your hand doesn't disappear into it. But it's obvious that whatever magic the mystic and the wizard were creating with that ritual dissipated the minute the last one of them walked through.
As he's looking at it, he doesn't turn around. You just kind of see Alton with his back turned to the crystal, and just here. She said it was permanent, Mara.
I don't believe that.
She wasn't lying, I don't think. No need to.
There's probably a way. We'll figure it out. He's not dead.
I didn't say dead.
Well, I don't want to be in this room anymore. And Mara's gonna walk out.
And I think when you're talking about that, before you walk out, Garvin sort of, if you turn to talk away, he sort of grabs your cloak or whatever and says, "She said you knew what this banishment spell was. What would happen if you'd caught this banishment? What does that mean?"
Well, if I would have cast banishment on someone, and it would have lasted, as I take out the spell card, which should be there. It is. It's lasts for 1 minute, but it lasts for a minute, and she looks around, but then.
And you've been there much longer than a minute now since that happened.
Yeah, and so he's obviously somewhere. We just probably need to find the right person. We have the money and we have the connections. We can find it.
So he's somewhere and he's naked.
Yes.
He's actually in the past. He's the Terminator now.
I need your clothes. Oh, they count as heavy armor. I can't rage. Sorry. So Mara's walking.
What do you think, Alton? Should we go after Salir now and ignore this overgold that none of the rest of us have ever even met? I've no connection to him. Mr. Salir has saved our lives many times.
The only reason I'm here is because I am bound to be. These people helped me in my time of need, and I promised I would do the same. In truth, I don't really even know what a drow is, much less an overgold.
He sort of looks like, I've started this conversation with the wrong person, I see, but really, I'm bound to Mara.
Yeah, we know.
Not like that.
Alton starts just giggling. I'm sorry. I get weird around death.
Yes. It is a very strong and important vow I made. But I just wonder if we should be looking for Salir instead of someone the rest of us have not met yet, because he is our friend. He has helped me. He has saved all of our lives. This overgold person, I'm not saying in other circumstances we shouldn't do what we're doing. That's why we're here. But we didn't have one of our own missing at that point. Now we have 2 missing people. One we don't know. One we do. And what Mara seemed to think there was he's not dead. He's just gone somewhere else. And he's arrived there naked and badly injured.
The drow said permanent. She had no reason to lie. They had
permanent. I am not a magic user like you.
I am. And I know what it's like to get
There are
stuck in a
things-
different realm.
There are things that are permanent, and there are things that are permanent. Is that not true? You are permanently here, but there are magics that exist that could get you back home. Just you are not capable of casting them at this moment in time.
To be honest with you, Gavin, I should have been chasing that down more, but doing this
I'm
for
not chasing you away. I
No.
like your company for
I'm
all
not
your
talking-
madness.
You misunderstand me. No, I should have been, when we were in Neverwinter, I should have been talking to the magic users there. I should have been getting in contact with wizards. I should have been learning these things, and I didn't.
Well, let's face it. Things kind of ran away with us that we were what we were expecting when we were there.
Yes, well,
We didn't get much time to pause.
no. Mara's not going to want to hear this.
Aye.
I have a feeling the answer to Celia's trouble might be the cause of it.
How do you mean? I don't understand.
As a magic user, I've been close to that deck a few times now. It is of great power. I believe it could well get him back.
Well, let's go and get Mara. She put it in that magical bag. Let's go and get it.
No, she won't. She won't do it.
You could convince her, surely. I've seen how silken your tongue is.
I'm not sure I want to. It can just take you like that, you know. Anyway.
Risk and reward, Alton. But we don't have to make a decision instantly.
I think it's the easy way. We need to try and figure this out. Should have been learning transportation in magic circles. I knew I should have been learning it, and I didn't.
Well, I'll leave this to you and Mara. As I say, I'm not a magic user, but I've been enough around them. Enough to know permanent doesn't usually mean permanent. Permanent usually means unless other magic becomes involved.
Listen, the Overgold situation, that was much more of a Mara thing. If she wants to keep going looking for him, I understand that too. And we've given
I'm
so
bound
much
to
for
her.
this.
That's why I'm speaking to you, because I am bound to do what she wants. But if you could convince her that maybe Salir should be our priority.
I don't think you give her enough credit, really, Gavin. She probably is. Well, why do you think she's in a mood?
You're probably right. I'm maybe making assumptions I shouldn't.
Well, we should probably go and find her before she gets eaten by a kraken or something.
He just laughs. You're quite right.
Come on, then.
And, sort of
Just a quick
non-
question. How long have we been waiting here on the site?
as long as you guys want to have, basically. It's like
I think Alton
All of
will
this-
at least want to wait an hour. because he knows at higher levels, if it is just invisibility, he will be forced to pop back in an hour. So he's just...
Yep.
So, but he will go and get Mara first and then come back if that's...
How far would you have gone, Mara, and maybe have that conversation, the two of you? Where does Alton catch up with Mara, or if indeed he does without running or whatever?
I think she will walk back to the room. Were there any like tables or chairs further off?
There was beds and stuff and lockers.
There was a bedroom and there was a feast. Well, not a feasting room, like but yes, there was like a dining room, a basic dining room with a couple of chairs and tables.
So Mara's gonna go to the dining room and she's just gonna sit in a chair and collect herself for a while.
Yep. So if you find her there, Alton, it's quite easy. You're just following your way back the way you came through this complex and find her sat at a round wooden table that's got 6 sturdy wooden chairs, all functional, but she's just sort of slumped there, as she said, a bit sort of depressed looking.
Alton will walk up to her and say, I'm just gonna go back to the other room and wait another, was it like 40 minutes or so?
Yeah, that'd be enough.
Just because I know invisibility at high levels stops working there, just in case he's fucking with us. Here, you look at this. And he hands her a scroll of scrying.
Oh.
Just to make sure.
Sure.
And Alton walks back.
Mara will look at the scroll. Do I have the ability to cast the scroll?
It's divination. That's why he gave it to you.
Clerics do have the scrying spell, so
yeah. I'm just checking what level it is, whether it requires a DC.
My mind is
15. DC 15.
Can you cast 5th level spells yet, Mara? No, 4th
Yeah.
level. You can.
I have a single.
Slot.
Yeah. So if it's of a spell level that you can cast it without any saving throw.
Okay. Get about. Oh no, yeah. I'm. My brain gets stuck in the different types of scrolls between divine and arcane.
Mm-hmm.
She casts scrying.
Okay. Now I know that it said on that he could not be found by divination, but I want to know what this experience is like for Mara. So I
don't know.
want Sleer.
Yeah.
No, this is thing. Just let me go through this and I'll explain it after the fact. I want Sleer to make a wisdom saving throw. What's your main DC, Mara?
Wisdom.
Yeah, no, but what's the number if this was against your, say, DC?
17.
Okay, so you're familiar with the target, so that's +5, so that makes it up to a DC of 22, and you have his possessions, so that makes it a DC of 26.
You rolled a 3.
Sleer rolled a 3. So
he's still rolling high, guys.
Still Sleer.
So you know that if the creature that you are trying to scry on is on the same plane of existence, you would have been able to get sign of them. And you know that you have cast this with all of your power. The might of your god has gone into it, and it is one of the best spells you've ever, and you get nothing. So you are certain that Sleer is not on this plane of existence.
Yeah.
However, the spell worked. You're not getting any feedback, so you know he is not dead. You're certain that he is alive and elsewhere.
Yeah. I think it'll be that thing where Mara stares after the result. She still stares as if any second now, and just looks at it. And then she'll probably. It's kind of sinking in ever so slowly, and she's trying to, as you said, he's not dead, though that's the feeling that's coming through. Like he's trapped somewhere. So she's sitting and just concentrating on something else for a while Alton is off staring at crystals. Yeah, so she'll remain.
Alton's just sitting down where at the point where Cillier was, or next to the point where Cillier was. He just has his quill in his hand and he's just rubbing the bird's head waiting.
And I think Cyric and Garvin just say, are you okay here? Or we'll go and sit with Mara. And
oh, of course.
You know where we are. Garvin says, I've checked the rest of the cavern. There's no other exit here, so nothing should get here without having to go past us. So you're safe. Just come in.
No, I'm safe all the time.
With us. Well, not so sure about that. But
what do you mean? I am. Okay. She'll know whether he's on at least on a plane or not at the time.
Okay. So Alton sits there. Mara shortly, Cyric and Garvin join you.
Mm-hmm.
Did this both sort of nod to you?
Yeah.
Alton's, I think Garvin said, Alton says you would be able to find out if he was on this plane.
And she'll point to probably the remains of the ritual on the table. Or no, wait, it's a scroll, so there won't be any thing. She will probably point to the remains of the ashen scroll. He's not here, but he's not dead, so he is somewhere. So
well, that's more than we knew before, so that's a positive thing. Not dead are good words to hear about your friend.
Yeah.
Accentuate the positive.
Yeah. Not dead. So when we get back to town, we'll need to find a wizard of some ability to get him back. Yeah.
So that's what we're doing now. That's our way forward, is getting him back.
Well, we'd if that duel didn't teach us, if that duel taught us anything, is that we're fighting very powerful opponents.
Another couple of hits he'd have had him. He was close there.
Yeah. But then there was all those people we didn't see.
I think he would have lived up to his promise if Cillier had won.
Yeah, I think so too. It's just we were unprepared, and ultimately, if we walk into another situation with those same types of adversaries, then we're not going to fare any better without him. We will need to get him back from wherever he is. We have the money to spare. And and now we also have a keep, apparently. Or well, Cillier does.
What? What are you talking about?
And she just pulls out the deed, rolls it out on the table, and I'm assuming that it's a finely crafted legal document.
Yes, yeah. Absolutely. Plenty of filigree scroll work and things.
Yeah. Stormclaw keep belongs to Cillier.
You didn't know he was a laird. He was keeping that under his hat.
Yeah. I don't know where this keep is. Or I'm guessing that it says on the paper. Doesn't it?
I think it's one of these ones that you need to take time to properly...
Oh, yeah.
It's all legal jargon. It's all like legal.
Fine print.
That's brackets for the DM's not made his mind up yet.
No.
Don't fucking.
Yeah. So Mara will, and since it's all in like that type of scripture, Mara will be like,
Yeah.
the rest
It'll
is
be in there somewhere.
Yeah, it's in there somewhere. But Stormcloak Keep belongs to Sleer. And it's just a last name, but I don't think we ever knew the last name. But
Yeah, you want
also,
that?
Yeah, because it's written on the document. So
Yeah, it's nice.
What was it?
Naiscient. Niscient.
Nicient. Oh, his last name is Nicient. And I mean, we can't keep this guy away from his keep.
Aye. Indeed.
So we when we get back, we get him back, and this keep situation we'll figure out whenever that happens.
Okay. And at that point, I think we cut back to Alton. An hour passes. You're there in the strange, pulsing purple light, and nothing happens. The hour passes. Slayer doesn't reappear.
He will take
Another hour.
more than likely, I imagine, one of Salir's discarded weapons is just somewhere that hasn't been picked up yet.
Yeah, let's say a
Could be
a
anything. Yeah.
let's say
Could be anything.
Yeah. So what Alton will do is he will draw, with the tip of the javelin, he will draw the route that he had drawn on the red wall as well when they succeeded in the battle there.
His symbol.
And he will just minor illusion. It'll glow purple for Salir.
Okay.
Yep. And yeah, he'll just walk back towards where the guys were sitting. Well, it's not invisibility.
Yeah.
He'll sort of look up. Well,
Which realm is he on? Do we know?
Nope.
I think all Mara said was not this one. Didn't get any more clue than that.
That's about as well as she can do.
And he's not.
He's not dead. Yeah, I know. He's really hard
Not
to
dead.
kill. I wasn't worried about that. We should
Maybe.
probably we need to find some high level magisters.
Some people well versed in the
Where do you keep your sages?
arts. Oh. I mean, currently, we should be able to get some. I mean, after all, I'm the acting overgold of Neverwinter, so we should be able to find them easily.
So back to Neverwinter then?
She'll open one of the ledgers and just peer into it.
Yeah, it seems to be an account of how many slaves they've had, how many have died, how many they need, and listings of chests of these crystals that have been sent back to Luskan. It seems to be large numbers. There has been kilos and kilos and kilos, pounds and pounds and pounds, for those of you on the old Imperial, of these crystals. You're muted, Jabber.
I know. I don't know what kilos are.
Yeah, that's right. American freedom units.
One freedom unit.
We don't need your non-freedom units.
Yeah. How many potatoes goes into one pack of freedom fry?
911.
So it's something that you think on I'm just ignoring that.
Oh, it took me a while. Carry on, Squid.
On brief review, Mara, you know that if you take more time to study them, you'll sort of understand the process and how many mines they've had and how much of this crystal that they have managed to recover. But on flipping through, it's ledgers.
Yep. Mm-hmm. How thick is the tome? Oh.
I mean, there's two ledger books, but they're sort of like a thumb joint, the top of your thumb joint thick. They're not massive, big, wieldy tomes. It seems to be they only deal with this place and the mines that they have been working around this area.
Right. Well then. She'll put it into the bag of holding, and I guess we shall be off.
No. We shall not be off. Not just yet.
Do you want to wait more, Alton? He's not coming back.
I want to recover. Where do you think we're going? I am becoming useless. Hello? Need to find somewhere safe that we... Stop biting your tongue. We need to find somewhere and we need to recover. Otherwise, we're not getting back.
Fine.
We've lost Salir. We are just about to realize just how important he was.
Well, there's barracks through there with beds that are well things. Why don't we just stay here for the night, have a long rest, and then make our way?
Yes, I think that would be the best idea. Mara, what do you think?
Yeah. Let's just
go. Okay. We make our way to one of the
barracks room is just adjacent to this sort of hall where you have been sat round the table. So, and there are two thick and sturdy doors that you pick the locks on that you can close and feel quite safe.
Hold still, everyone. Oof. I put a magical dome around us.
Yeah, so you've got bunk beds and a magical dome inside a room. So yeah. Unless anyone has anything else they want to say or do, you pass an uneventful night and all wake up rested and recuperated.
Oh my god, of spells.
Welcome back.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll hit the long rest button and just get my full health back.
Sorry, Salir, you are in suspended animation.
I would like to strength check my way out of this place.
I can break these cups.
Nothing can hold me.
Oh yeah. And let us.
Stuff can hold me.
Anything can hold me.
When you all wake up, there is a notable absence amongst you. You know, I think those of you who, although Salir has always been fairly monosyllabic, and that's not just down to Jabber's tiredness from... that's actually roleplay. It was always, I think, a bit of a comfort for all of you that he was there.
Plus, you'd always have the sarcastic thing to say, probably in the morning.
Yeah. He was a presence.
Yeah, for sure.
And
also, he was willing to do stupid
missing.
magic stuff, and now everyone is responsible in the party.
Yes, that's right.
So...
Athalas walks into the door. Hello.
Oh God.
Athalas eats one of the cards.
Stop talking about characters that weren't even on this campaign.
I think Alton will wake extremely well rested anyway, for sure. It's 3 days in the running, basically, or two days at the very least. We just seem to be constantly walking or fighting or both. So yeah, I think he was well needed rest for sure. So he's looking good in that sense. But
I think when you're all up and you're starting to make coffee or tea or whatever and have a bit of breakfast,
Stuffing my
'cause
pipe.
you find plenty of food and things here, so you can even have a slightly better breakfast than your normal rations if you wish.
Mars sounds-
And I think as you're maybe back round the table again, and Garvin goes, so do we go back the way we came and deal with that bone dude again that Salir basically dealt with, or
Alton pulls out the piece of paper. What of Waterdeep?
We need to get those people out of the cave. We left them there with the food.
Aye, but were they not going to? Oh, they were not. They were going to wait for us, weren't they?
Yeah. And we know
Well.
no other way out.
That might be a harder task than it was before.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. We will have to figure it out. We'll do something.
Okay. So
Something.
back to Neverwinter. Fight the Lich. Cool.
Fight through the undead. Fight through the graveyard.
Yeah.
Also, we don't know where we're going under this place, so we just need to
Cyric
get it.
now?
We just need to get it.
Cyric, thankfully, Cyric is the one that's been leading you around. So, and it'll still be survival checks on the way back, but you'll get them all with advantage just to follow the way back.
Right. Well, get moving. I don't want to be
Aye.
under here anymore.
I could do with some fresh air. I mean, I grew up under a mountain, but even this place is oppressive for me.
Well, it's just really annoying. I don't know how they're doing their magic. Looking at all the crystals, mocking him from afar.
The little pouch burning a hole in his pocket.
He's just sort of contemplating and puffing very... Like he's got to focus on his face as he puffs his pipe.
Seeing as yesterday pocketing everything was rather quick, today, before we leave, she'll take out Salir's clothes and she will fold them and put them into the bag of holding.
Okay.
They were expensive.
I mean, she's
Don't you
not...
crumple my Gucci, bitch.
Ye old
scuff
Gucci.
my shit. Don't scuff my Jordan.
He's wearing Jordans and stuff. All right.
She's trying to not look at the blood, which is everywhere.
Alton just sort of says, "Come on, we're used to seeing his blood.
I know.
He can't be killed. We'll get him."
We'll get him. He's not dead.
Well, no. Wonder what he's doing right now. Naked in some weird place.
Yeah, I'll be back.
99 bottles of meat on the wall. 99 bottles of meat. Take one down. Ese está around. Take one of meat.
I like it.
He's just going slowly insane in his own mind.
I'm a vampire. I'm a vampire.
I'm a vampire. I'm a vampire.
Before we move on, one thing I do want you to do, Jabber, just so we don't forget, and you may or may not decide to play Salir in the future, even if he is
insane.
No, I mean,
but he probably will be a different Salir.
Sprung from his celestial prison, is give yourself persuasion with your proficiency with the persuasion skill and double your proficiency bonus with it. Because that was the other thing you got with the throne.
Yes. I am expertised in persuasion.
Yes. Expertise in persuasion. So you move out, following familiar caverns and things. Can someone roll me a d20 for Cyric's survival check? And he has +3 on the roll. I think we said that Jabber would do it.
And you said he had advantage?
Yes, he's got advantage because he's retrailing.
1. Is he proficient?
It's +3 total.
So he's not proficient.
No.
22.
Yeah, that's still good. So
I roll great for other people.
you quite quickly go through following familiar paths. As much as these things, everything feels familiar purely because everything looks the same.
Yeah.
But quickly you do remember that the purple bioluminescence of the crystal starts to give way to the slightly bluer white light of the luminescence of the moss and the lichens. Slightly dimmer, but still you get to that transition. And as you're traveling, is there any conversations or anything that anyone, or are you all just seeing, if we look at each of you one by one, what are we seeing? If you imagine a film-esque sort of camera panning down the line of people trudging.
Well, Alton will be towards the back of the line anyway, but what the camera will see as it passes him will be him fiddling with the bagpipes, seeing if he can make them look cool on his small frame. So he's like constantly trying to get him in under the arm.
On that, we should actually say, did you want to attune to anything?
Yes.
Right.
Always.
You should.
I should get some magical items
for forgetting.
Not at all.
Okay. So, how many items are you attuned to at the moment prior to this?
I'll have to have a look at the character sheet.
Because
I'm attuned to of 3. Yeah. I'm attuned to my amulet of protection. Oh no. Was that? I'm confused.
I think it was attuned, but the ring of regeneration
the ring
wasn't
isn't
attuned because it's
the vicious short sword just isn't an attunable thing either, right? It's just it is what it is, and it has. Yeah, so I'm attuned to, I believe. Oh wait, I have the ring of Misty Step.
Yes, that's attuned.
I think that's it.
Right. Okay. So.
Yeah, that's it.
Apologies, this is slightly out of turn, but you attune to your new bagpipes and acquire the knowledge through arcane means that they are called the pipes of the sewer. The pipes have 3 charges, and if you play the pipes as an action, you can then use a bonus action to expend 1 to 3 of the charges, calling forth a swarm of rats with each expended charge. Provided that enough rats are within half a mile of you to be called in this fashion.
Okay.
So you're basically turning into the Pied Piper of Hamelin with bagpipes.
Sweet.
You can basically feed Cyric whenever he wants.
Absolutely.
Regeneration of the charges.
That was not. Oh.
Doesn't have charges.
I thought you had 3 charges.
No, the pipes have 3 charges.
That's what I mean.
Does it recharge?
I was reading it down. I've not got to that bit yet.
Sorry, man. Keep going.
1d3 charges at dawn. You recover.
Okay.
So d6 halved.
I will note though, Mara is slightly out of everything, so we have forgotten to give him his gummy bears.
If there aren't enough rats to form a swarm, the charge is wasted.
Oh.
Whenever a swarm of rats that isn't under another creature's control comes within 30 feet of you whilst you're playing the pipes, you can make a charisma check contested by the swarm's wisdom check and take control of them. So if you got attacked by a swarm of rats you didn't summon, you could potentially take control of them with the bagpipes.
Okay.
You are basically the Pied Piper of Hamelin with bagpipes.
Sweet. Okay. Let's do that.
Should we pay the... Nah.
Okay.
If a swarm passes its check, it can't be swayed by the pipe's music for a further 24 hours.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. Dope.
But it only works on rats.
If you
not
just send,
children.
if you as well, Squid, if you'll send me that link at some stage, so I can just copy the count after the stream. Don't worry about it.
Yep.
Okay. So that's what Alton's doing anyway. He's sort of filling with bagpipes.
You should be able to just type Pipes of the Sewer into the Roll20 compendium, because I've got the source books, so it should come up for you as players because you're in my campaign. See in Roll20 where it says I on the right hand side.
Yeah.
You should just
Pipes
be
of the
able
Sewers.
to type Pipes of the Sewer.
I got it. Got it. Nice.
Proficiencies bagpipes.
Yeah. Okay. Anyone else wants to do that I've forgotten about?
I guess Mara attunes to the ring of marriage escapage, and she, I don't know, she looks dour, glum,
That's fine.
determined.
I think when the camera passes Cyric looks
Sexually motivated.
Annoyed because he didn't do what he was told to do.
he looks deep in thought, is what he looks like. He's lost in thought, and it's very difficult to read exactly what he is thinking about.
And the camera.
Probably you as party members hear him sort of slightly muttering to himself under his breath, but never quite capture any words to really understand what he's saying.
And the camera also shows that we, without thinking, have formed a hole in the line where Celia would have been.
Very true.
Yeah, that's good.
Yes, we make our death march back.
Yeah.
And I think by the end of the day, you are quite quickly back to where you were when you met the poor slaves that were in the previous mine. Get rid of all those tokens that aren't necessary.
All that XP that escaped.
No, those tokens all survived. Sorry, did your Roll20 page not update? Because
It did.
No, yeah. I see the
did.
shovel and
yeah.
Yeah.
And
not poisoned anymore.
you find you have to break down that wall of sort of mud that Cyric created.
We reassured them beforehand.
He shaped the wall behind you so that you could
move back.
Yes, indeed. There we are. Sorry, I'm just getting up my notes to things, and I completely have not taken a note of what the hell the characters were called here, so apologies. I didn't expect to be back here so soon. But you find the gnome on his own, and he sort of starts before he sees you. He hears you breaking through the wall, and he sort of hides, and he comes out from behind a minecart when you enter the mine and goes, "Oh, I wondered when you were going to come. I thought you were going to leave me, and I was going to have to make my way on my own."
You've eaten them, haven't you?
No, but I couldn't stop them. They went looking after their daughter.
Which way?
Back towards Neverwinter, but...
Oh, man.
How long ago?
Basically, as soon as you left.
Oh, jeez. Oh, boy.
I tried to stop them, but there was no reasoning with them.
Well,
They might be alive, but they
How
won't
many
be very
days?
happy.
About how many days would that be?
We had 1 day traveling there. You had a day resting there, and then you're back. So it's like 2 days since you left them.
Yeah. They could be any.
Yeah.
But they were just farmers, so I don't imagine navigation was something that they were particularly skillful at.
Alton sort of takes the gnome aside. You really didn't eat them, did you? Just asking.
And he's quite affronted. He was like, of course I didn't bloody eat them.
Okay, good. Good. That's a good step in the right direction. Now, are you hungry?
Look at all the food you left. All the thing. They didn't take much, so...
Oh, well,
idiots.
very stupid, yes. Well, not for the reason you think.
Well, you lived. We can, if we
Their daughter,
catch. Yeah.
their daughter didn't make it.
Oh.
I wanted to tell them when we got back to Neverwinter we could have
We just didn't want
Funeral.
them to be worried while they were here.
run away into the darkness.
He sort of rolls his eyes back and sighs and goes, well, maybe if they've met their fate somewhere down here, then it's maybe just as well without. Oh, but the boy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you okay to travel?
I'm fine. I mean, I don't know where I'm going, but I'm well rested after the mine. A couple of days. I've got sore joints and muscles, but
You have
I'm
weapons?
better. Just this, I think it was a dagger or a
Yeah.
short sword one.
A short sword.
rapier.
Salir gave them.
Yeah. Just this. I'm not very good with it, but it's better than nothing.
Listen, I am, technically should be terrible too, but lately, right, we should probably go.
Yeah. I mean, if we see or hear anything, who knows? But yeah. Odds are there's not going to be any sign left.
Mara, should we go back the way we came?
What do you mean?
Well, we know what's waiting for us, and we know what was waiting for them.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the only way we know out, so that's the only way we can take. If they went up there and they faced that thing,
They're dead.
yeah. Because it only took 24 hours for him to return.
I know.
But they went looking for their daughter, so
They could be in any direction, yeah.
I'll be honest with you. Even if they went straight back to Neverwinter, the likelihood of them finding their way there is nil.
Yes, well,
They could have gone deeper and deeper into the Underdark. They wouldn't have known.
They didn't have to go all the way to Neverwinter to find their daughter, though.
I mean,
we should probably track back, I guess.
Dark.
dark?
But they didn't. The daughter wasn't that far from where they were.
No.
Yeah.
And we literally just left it on the side of the little embankment. You know what I mean? Like, we were just like, dead. Okay.
There's really no use in getting the scrying and everything. Let's go. We only endanger the one person who survived by
And I think you say that Garvin just sort of pipes up. Are we not having another rest? As we've been traveling all day to get back here, or do you want to push through?
We could probably afford a short rest.
I could do with a sleep because I've maybe not described it well.
Oh, you're right.
You've basically been taking a whole day to get here.
Oh,
So you've had a day's travel.
Okay,
maybe
we'll spend a few hours here and then we'll head out again. What's your name again, Mr. Noma?
You know, I'm having trouble remembering what I was called.
Well, I'm giving you an out. I'm giving you an out. You can just make up a new name.
No, I'd rather look it up.
Go back and look
Yeah.
up. Alright, never mind.
Yeah,
Shit, what was his name? Because I remember it was
We
something
can-
very know-me.
Yeah, it was very nomey. But anyway, I've not taken it down, so you're just going to talk to him without calling him by name at the moment.
Well, Mr.
Mr. Black.
yeah,
Yeah,
Falcon.
we that was before we started updating the NPCs sheet, so
I have
no.
hot dog. No.
It's fine. It's fine. We can't
Yeah.
do it now.
It's Jeremy.
Okay, so we take our long rest.
Yep.
Or we go to take our long rest, and I think Alton
Yeah.
will keep watch here, though he doesn't trust.
That's fine. You still put up your tiny hut.
Most certainly.
I gotta ask, is there anything? I'm thinking, could I use fabricate to make some type of armor for the gnome guy? Maybe there's some wood, some metal, like
Let me-
anything,
let-
just to
let
give
me-
him a.
Let me just read the text.
I can throw it up on the thing if you want.
It's okay. I've got it in the thing. Products of the same material. Blah, 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 blah. I think you could, with bits of sacks that have been left
Yeah.
about and straps for potentially for horses and things. I think you could probably put together some hide armor or something.
Sure. I use.
It's maybe not actually hide. It's like a patchwork of sacks and it looks pretty hellish, but it'll give him the protection of hide armor.
Right. I use fabricate to make that thing for him. So he
Well,
has
then.
something.
He sort of looks at it and he's like, well, it's not the prettiest, but I appreciate that. It'll probably save my skin if I need to.
Yeah. Right. Because I'm guessing you're not greatly skilled in armor. Because we might have other armor, but do you know how to wear full plate armor?
He just
I think
looks.
I think Alton will sort of approach him
I
and
could put it on.
Alton will
Yeah.
approach him and say, and sort of push Mara, not push her, but sort of notify, say to Mara with his hands to back off a bit.
Okay.
You'll have to excuse. We recently lost somebody, so she's
Oh,
a
yeah,
little on
wait.
edge.
Where's the
The
big? Oh no!
Well, he's not dead. We don't think.
Just
He's not.
sleep.
He's not invisible. I know that.
Oh, I'm sorry. After you did so much to help us, and even those cretins that went off without waiting for you.
Yeah. Well, wasn't part of the plan. That's for sure. It's okay. Don't worry about the armor, things like that. We'll keep you safe.
I'll put on this anyway. And he sort of starts shrugging on the patchwork hide armor that Mara's created for him. Feel a little bit safer. He sort of shrugs, goes off, crawls off to find somewhere to fall asleep.
I think Alton will take first watch, and upon second watch, he will come back and then cast. Dunk.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take third watch.
Nope. But guess who is gonna do a watch?
Yeah.
Garbage.
He hasn't done one watch in our entire campaign.
No, he did one. He did one.
Did he?
Yeah, he did
What?
one. I can't remember what, but something happened and he did one. I think it was after the hags. He felt so guilty because he wasn't there for the hags
Yeah.
because he was sleeping. It only lasted one night.
Right.
So I
We
don't do my watch
take
unless
turns.
there's something else happening.
Oh, sorry. I thought I was pausing because the way
Oh.
Terror was saying. I thought Terror was about to launch into something there.
Oh.
Yeah.
A
It
dirty
was a
20.
pregnant pause.
Yeah.
It's a
Oh,
dirty 20.
Okay. Nothing particularly happens. All seems quiet. It's difficult to know the passage of time down here because there's no sun, there's no moon. Everything is always just the same level of light. And I think now that you've spent, this will be sort of moving in, you've spent 3 days moving into your 4th day in the upper Underdark, that you're all starting to acclimatize in a way that's a bit strange, that this sort of having this constant singular level of light is now turning to be a bit normal. And that in itself probably discomforts you all a little bit in its own right, that sort of realization that you're actually acclimatizing to this strange thing. There was never anything that was giving you actual negative effects or anything. It was just this feeling of closeness and oppression, but that's starting to alleviate just by spending time down here. So I don't know if that springs a conversation in anybody or anything, but no, your watch passes. You pop up the hut, and nothing untowards happens to you for the evening.
I think Mara is probably going to try and get up to do second watch, and Alton just says this, and then he goes over and he rolls over Garvin.
Yeah, and actually, Garvin sort of pops up without any arguments at all.
Oh, that's not fun.
Sorry.
Mark can cast hold person, so you will have to fight him for it.
Asshole person on me one more time.
No, I mean Garvin.
Yeah.
That's another thing I've forgotten amongst all of this, that Alton's belief in the coin disappeared after.
Oh, okay.
It stops after a long rest if it's not in your possession.
Not in your possession. Okay, interesting. Good.
Yeah,
you can still remember it and everything, but it doesn't actually have that effect on you anymore. Jabber, do you want to roll a survival check for Garvin?
Yeah.
and we'll also add the
18 plus whatever number. So good. Good at these dice.
Yeah. Till you have the character of your own.
Till it's my own character.
Yeah. Garvin's watch passes. There's again nothing particularly of interest. I think through the night he will be slightly disturbed that the last time you were here, he feels the same things. It's about halfway through his watch, and he just feels these tremors in the ground around him. Not sure if it's small things close or large things far away. It's not an earthquake. It's not enough to disturb anyone else's sleep, but just these tremors in the ground. And does anyone else have a watch, or do you just have a watch, this last watch?
Cyric.
Yeah, Cyric. Again, just roll a d20 for him as well.
Yeah, I think we're basically on high alert in this.
I'll just say that Mara prays to Joaquin for guidance about the coin. That's the only thing.
16.
A 16. Bear with me 1 second.
I'm gonna change it if it's an encounter.
You're what, sorry?
Let me change what I told you if it was an encounter.
Might be. And indeed. Right. So Garvin, I take it, would naturally have told Cyric about the rumblings as he passes over the watch.
Rumbling.
And yes, in probably about an hour passes into Cyric's watch, and he starts to feel those tremors himself. Doesn't get too shaken by it because it was exactly what Garvin told him about, so he was kind of expecting it. Then these rumblings seem to become stronger and stronger until such point as if everyone else makes me a perception check, but do a disadvantage because you're all sort of knackered and asleep.
Nope.
Oh,
It's a 7.
Okay,
Jeez.
Mara,
nat 1. So total
Okay.
12.
and make one for Garvin as well.
Oh, yes. Plus, I'm guessing this is a huge number. Plus, oh, goose egg, 11.
Okay. Right. None of you are aroused from your slumber at this moment in time, and but you're all in the hut, so you're relatively safe. And as Cyric watches, 3 large orange carapaced monstrosities burst out of the ground, burrowing out in front of them. They are.
Oh, I know what these are.
soon they see come out of the ground and start clacking their mandibles and their wee feelers and things. And these things are large. They stand sort of 10, 12 feet tall when they come out and start sort of peering around.
And my new
Fucking
character
size.
is this.
It is
200 IQ.
they have incredibly strong looking chitinous carapace on their forearms, all the joints of their arm multi-jointed things. It just looks like a gigantic insect filled with its own plate armor.
Yeah.
Looks like the Pokemon pincer.
Yeah,
Whatever.
They are.
huge,
They're huge,
Huge.
hulking creatures.
but yes, huge hulking creatures, large clacking mandibles that seem to be filled with an awful lot of strength, and some pretty meaty looking claws that they've obviously burrow with. And you can see when they come is there's these 3 5-foot wide burrows that just come out of solid rock that they have tunneled through as though they were a mole going through soil.
Yeah.
Um,
They live in
and
this
yeah.
darkness, this umbral underworld.
yes, indeed. I think that's probably where we'll finish today's stream.
Cliffhanger.
Yeah.
I don't know what they are. Are these pancakes?
Umber Hulks.
Yeah.
Mm.
That's yeah.
I was like, it's something that you guys know what it is. I'm like, I only think of pancakes.
They're no
They are
fun.
an abominable horror from deep beneath the earth.
You have a
Yeah.
picture of them?
It's on the wiki.
I know. But
So this so now
I don't want to have one prepared the way I did for Karanzan, unfortunately.
Okay,
So I'll
okay.
have that ready for next week, though.
Those things are ugly.
so this is why we call them hulking creatures, and they live in the umbral underworld.
yes, man.
Joke explained.
Harry, it's always better when you explain the jokes.
I know. What is that thing again? Like a joke is like a frog. If you explain how it works, kill it.
Yes, indeed.
Sure.
So, very enjoyable session. I have enjoyed running it immensely. I hope players and viewers have done so too.
Can't accuse us of being boring.
It was very surprising. It was not the way I expected things to turn out.
That's how decks go. Anytime you give us a deck, gonna use it. I'm waiting. Yeah. I did not plan on using it in this fight, but I was losing. I don't want to lose.
And I think that plays really well is because Salir doesn't lose. So he would probably, and stop me if I'm putting words in your mouth, he would really have not understood how to deal with that if it had continued.
No, he would have gone down, and then at that point he just like, oh, I'm gonna die here.
Yeah.
Ooh. It was death or chance. that was how he saw it. It was like, one, I die. The other, who knows?
Yeah. It's it was perfect. It was also set up sort of. You were very clear. Gets too hairy in there. This is what's gonna.
Yeah, he told everyone like, I have the deck.
Yep. Well, the deck has been used. It was actually used twice.
Yes, yeah. I have those separated from the rest of the cards. Should it be used again?
Yeah,
we will not get those.
As the Umber Hulks appear, Mara draws 5 cards.
I wanted to convince myself to pull more, but with just how he grabbed, only 2 made sense.
Yep.
I think that makes sense because I forgot to ask you up front, so without bullshitting it too much, I think that was a fair call rather than really going mental.
I pulled half the deck out.
Well, let's face it, the first time that I presented it, Mara described pulling the entire deck because didn't quite understand what he was doing. I'm like, no.
Yeah,
Caveman Mara just grabs it with the entire palm. What are these?
I'm just going to look at the pretty pictures. Oh, fuck. Anyway.
Death.
So, yes, things have taken a slight turn. Whether Salir is not dead, whether he reappears in the future or not will be down to decisions the party make and then decisions that Jabber makes.
For people at home who don't know Jabber on a personal note, we've been playing in different campaigns for many years now, a couple of years at least, 2 or 3 actually.
2 or 3 now.
And he originally every week or every other week there would be a brand new character because he just loves making characters.
I just love making characters.
So,
I've been getting better.
You have
sticking to one.
Yeah.
In other facets of my life as well.
Oh.
In role-playing video games, I often switch out role-playing characters that I play, but I'm sticking to one.
Yeah.
And at the break, Jabber and I had a quick chat. So if we can match up at the time, we shall do a character building stream.
That'd be cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
It'd probably be a short one because it'd be things that Jabber won't want to reveal up front. But at the very least,
well, if you could show people at home.
Rolling, we do
stat rolling, talk about class, talk about race,
talk about any
maybe
customizations.
None of the
backstory, but at least like what they're doing currently and where they are.
I'll do that.
Same here.
That's fine.
Appearance,
so
maybe.
We need to have a wee chat to see exactly when that'll be, whether it'll be during this week or whether we just put a temporary character in for a couple of weeks before introducing a new permanent character. Jabber and I need it.
You know what happens with temporary characters, though, right?
Yeah, they
become
they have a death wish, but they also they have a death wish.
Well, that's true. Or they have a terminal illness or something.
It's like getting a hire car. You don't look after that thing and drive everywhere in 3rd gear. Sorry, I know you have automatics in America, Jabber. We are normal people that all drive manual cars.
I don't know how.
Dan said he'd be there anyway with bells on to watch that. That's cool. We'll tweet out and stuff when we have that.
Yeah, absolutely.
I got some thinking to do.
Yeah, you got to think about what you did here today.
I've got some business proposals for Squid to see what he's willing to
Oh.
allow.
Dude, this is
Well,
classic
you-
Jabber. This is going to be a boardroom.
Yeah. I want to be a
Slide into my
dragon.
DMs and we can discuss that.
Yeah.
How do you feel about a Drider?
Oh, well, I mean, there's temporary, and then there's temporary, isn't it?
Yeah. Right. Anyway, this could go on for hours.
Yes.
Do we have the new followers?
We had no new followers. We had that Welsh git used some bits and hosted us.
Thanks
which
for the
was very
biddies.
nice.
Thank
But
you
the
very
new
much.
host-
He is
What the hell is a bit?
friend of Dan's. I've joined his Twitter, his Discord server, so it's a sort of collaboration that he.
Oh, that's
runs to
what.
try
Is
and
that, is that the
help.
one that we just joined in?
No, not that one.
A
It's another
different
one.
one.
I've joined. Yes, a
So
different one.
many.
Yeah, there is so many.
Yeah.
But it's all about sort of small streamers trying to help one another.
Absolutely,
and hang
100%.
out together. On that note as well, from the other Discord server that you're talking about, which is primarily a UK based sort of TTPRG podcast server, but there are a couple of us streamers there. At 7:00, so in 4 minutes time, there is another stream going live called Like a D6 on Twitch. I think it's twitch.tv/Novathena. So that's Novathena. And they are playing a game of Call of Cthulhu.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Get your Eldritch on.
Yeah.
I'm not entirely sure. It's one of the podcast members is another. He's also in this stream, so I don't know how long this has been going, so how far they're through a story or not. But if you like a bit of Eldritch horror, go along and say hello to them.
Yeah.
So that's Novathena. Twitch.tv/
And
Cthulhu Phaeton.
Say hello.
and finally, we like to thank LibrisArcana.com
Yeah.
Yeah.
sponsoring our Twitch. We have the coupon code Saviors to get 25% off the first month of the monthly subscription.
Yep.
It is
If you
super
only do
good.
it for 1 month, it's well worth it if you're at all considering
Yeah.
trying D&D, because
Yeah.
the dice are legitimately very, very, very good dice. So
The bad rolls today were not made with those die.
No.
Sure.
If you notice, Squid rolls real high. So
Yeah.
4 times
They
in a
choose.
row.
I was using a
Yeah.
pink dice for Salir. Pink is not Salir.
No, see, that's off-brand. It should have been purple.
Libris are going to have the best Eldritch horrors bless their die.
I had some very nice purple and pink dice for my draw.
Well, that's apt that you took Celia out with some purple dice.
Yeah.
Yeah. At least you're on
Well,
brand.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I believe that is everything for this week. Join us next week, barring any major illnesses and crazy things.
Yeah, just actually, just before
hope-
before we just go, I just want to quickly say thanks to everyone who actually did come into the chat and was chatting.
Yeah.
We love it.
It always makes the stream so much more enjoyable when you know people are interacting and watching and enjoying the narrative along with you. Thanks so much for that.
Yeah.
Indeed.
And
Couldn't agree more.
if you have friends or anybody you think might be interested in the stream, please let them know. All of our details are down below.
And
thank
if you're
you.
watching this on YouTube, send it to everybody you know. Everybody you know. Like, to your boss, to people you hate.
Right, no,
No.
Tara. I think you're
This
going
is
to
why
get
Terror
you're
doesn't
gonna,
do the
you're gonna
outros.
Get, yeah, this is it. This is why Terror doesn't have control of anything. other
Yes,
than-
we're very careful
Exactly.
with Terror.
Speaking
the
of
not, the
censorship
not
on it.
speaking to other people bits.
Yeah.
Will we be doing this Tuesday? The Icewind Dale, or
Probably, actually, yes.
okay, nice.
Definitely. Yeah.
The tower. We shall proceed in the tower.
Yes, indeed.
Yes.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, everyone who came by, thanks very much for joining us today for Saviours D&D episode 22.
Ooh.
What it'll be called by the time it goes to YouTube, who knows? We're gonna have to have a pretty good pun for this one.
Pop goes the damn fear.
That's
Wow.
really good.
Okay.
I like that.
Episode 22, Pop Goes the Dhampir. That was just off the top of your head. You're evil today. Okay. So that goes up during the week anyway, so you can check it out if you haven't been able to be here for the whole stream.
So this should be
Indeed.
Wednesday for whoever.
Peace.
Yes.
We'll
Peace.
see
Hit
you.
the bell.
We'll see you next Sunday.
Bye.